40 years ago, there were not even one grandmaster in India. Now you have a new one almost every week. Was it the Anand's legacy and its influence?
Yeah, I think it has a huge influence on India. Since we have a world champion, not just an ordinary grandmaster, but who became a world champion and made a huge living out of chess. It's like a huge inspiration to everyone who starts playing chess, like who even starts playing chess as a hobby. They just see Anand and they want to become like that.
And what was that also your story?
Mine was a bit different because like I started as a total like hobby, chess, swimming, skating. I started many things, and I just fell in love with the game. And only after that I got to know about him, and then I wanted to become like him.
I understand. And is it Anand's experience that allow you to grow as a chess player at this very young age?
Yeah, it just has an impact, but I wouldn't say like his experience has helped me or something. It has an impact on like on knowing that I can make a professional career out of chess.
And who was like your main coach during your career?
Yeah, I have had a few coaches. My current coach is Justin Kazimjano, and like I worked with several Indian coaches, and one of the known ones is Srinath Narayanan, and also I worked with Victor Michalowski. It's a missile.
Yeah, I know. Yeah, definitely decent players. What was Rustam's influence on your chess?
Yeah, he plays a pretty big role in my chess journey. We have been working like close to 3 years, 2.5, 3 years, and yeah, his insights are very helpful to me.
I understand. And do you mostly work like on openings, or he's preparing some tough puzzles for you? What is your typical training?
No, in general, I think most top players have to be universal. They have to work on all aspects of the game. So it's the same with me. I try to focus on all aspects of the game, not just openings or middle.
And where do you find puzzles like complicated enough to challenge you? Like, do you have some interesting books that you like, or you solve puzzles online?
I'm not a book person, but yes, I do solve puzzles online on Chess.com or Chess Tempo. And they're like quite challenging actually. They're not that easy.
Okay, yeah, they are prepared by Stockfish, so they must be difficult. Yeah, and you have a lot of friends who are also promising chess players. Is it a huge help in your development?
No, I wouldn't really say it helps me, but it's just a nice thing that like that my fellow chess players are also pretty strong.
And it is common in chess world that if grandmasters work together and then they are paired against each other at the tournament, they usually take short draws. But for you it is different. Actually, I checked your games against Pragdananda. They are pretty bloody. Is there a reason behind it?
No, okay, firstly we haven't worked together on chess. And yeah, I think I made like a couple of short draws against Nihal back in the day, but nowadays we just fight. And yeah, it's just good to fight, I think, for just general chess improvement.
Understand. You mentioned Nihal. He, I believe, chose a bit different path than you, because he plays a lot of blitz online and so on. You don't play online that much. Is it because you are so focused on classical chess?
No, until a point I also used to play online a lot of games. Like even now, if you check my database, I think there are like many, maybe 30,000 games or something. But yeah, recently I'm focusing on other aspects of the game as well, not just the blitz and fast tempo.
Do you think those online blitzes are just like trash, or they can be a part of
No,
training?
they can definitely be a part of training. I wouldn't say it's trash at all because like it helps you with your blitz skills. And one of the reasons I'm very all-rounded, like in all formats, is that I used to play a lot of online games when I was young, so that helps me with blitz.
And usually players at your level, they play mostly only closed tournaments, but you play a lot of opens, you play very often. Why do you choose this path?
Firstly, at the moment, I'm not getting too many closed tournament invitations.
Oh, really? But like you are top 6, I guess,
Yeah,
at
but-
rating list?
I think there are not just too many classical events, and we are like several
Okay.
people from India. So if they have to pick one of or two of us, like one of us might get missed on. And yeah, I have been getting missed on, I guess. So, but like I don't take it as a problem or anything. It's nicer to play the closed event, but I'm fine to just play the open source if I don't get it.
And is it more difficult for you to, let's say, prepare openings with black when you face 200 or 300 lower rated opponents?
Yeah, it can be a bit unpleasant and annoying, but it's not like super difficult. I think.
Okay, that's interesting, because for years I thought that playing opens is difficult for top players because everyone wants to draw against you. But it is nice to hear that you can become top 6 playing opens. Yeah, that's cool. I will tell to do that. Okay, if you had to compare your play style to one of the greatest players, let's say to a world champion, who would it be? Do you have a favorite? Or?
No, I don't know actually whom. Okay, one thing I would say is my like in terms of my pace, like the time management. I think I'm close to Vishy Anand. And recently I heard like my style is a bit similar to the legendary Gashmo. So yeah, maybe.
Okay, that's an interesting answer. Yeah, it was an interesting time a few months ago, because you, Gukesh, Pragnananda and Anand were changing in the rating list.
And also we did.
Yeah. What is the Anand's secret that at 54 years old he's still top 10 player in the world?
Yeah, it's very impressive. Like I think very few people in the world can keep up with that. Like he doesn't play that much nowadays, but whenever he plays, he's still like for me. That's so impressive. I also wonder.
Yeah, it is interesting to know. I was commenting Online Nations Cup. It was instead of Olympiad during the COVID, and Vichy destroyed Nepo in like 19 moves. I was, what is going on? He was 50 years old, right? And it is really interesting. Now we had 3 Indian players in the candidates. Obviously, chess develops extremely rapidly in India. Do you think that, let's say, in 10 years we'll have 6 or 7 Indian players in the candidates?
Yes, chess is developing very fast, but 6 or 7 I think is a bit too much to ask for, because out of a possible 8, that's already a lot. And there are of course a lot of very strong players outside of India as well. So yeah, I don't see 6 or 7.
Okay, and yeah, you are obviously a really strong player, and at a very young age. What was your typical training session when you were a kid? You were like working 12 hours a day or something?
It used to go like on and off. So sometimes I was like, on good days I could go until 12 hours like you said, and some days like very less. But on an average maybe like 7-8 hours.
7-8 hours, okay. And it is typical for Indian players to work that much?
Yeah, I think it's the case with most of us, and the work varies, like the how we work on it. But think the number of hours, yes, we have all put in.
And do you have any idea what is happening in India? Because let's say in Europe, young, ambitious players from India is like a nightmare of grandmasters and international masters, because they often have rating of 1800, but they play like strong IM or even GM. Why those players are so underrated?
Honestly, I have no idea either. And actually, this is not just the case with India, but I think with most Asian countries. Uh, People in China, they are also quite underrated. In Uzbekistan, also some of the Kazakh players. I don't know why it is the case, but yeah, I also feel unpleasant to face like a much lower rated Asian compared to.
Yeah, Jacob Agar told a funny thing when FIDE announced the rating system change. He said that you only have to give 400 points to every Indian kid and it will be okay. Yeah, those players are really tough to play against. You never know what to expect. And just a last question. Um, what do you think, which chess opening is the most underrated among elite grandmasters?
Maybe Trampovsky.
Trumpovsky? Oh, really? Oh, that's interesting. Duda plays a lot of Trumpovsky, and also Hikaru started playing it recently in Blizzes. We have famous FIDE master in Poland, Kamil Plichta. He analyzed Trumpovsky really well. It is like his pet opening. Okay, thank you for the interview and good
Thank
luck
you.
in the tournament.